everyone, I'm Cheryl, and today I thought it would be really fun if we could do some tie-dyeing. So I'm actually going to do two shirts today. So I already have one that's rolled and ready to go, and then I thought I would show you how to do one so you can roll yours. So this is more of a child size. So what you do is you just grab the middle and you twist it around and around and around, and then when you get it all twisted, I'll show you what happens next. Then you take elastic bands and you just band it off. This is so the dye will go in certain areas and not in other areas. The trick with tie-dyeing, or the magic of tie-dyeing, is you really never know what the outcome is going to look like until you're finished. So I'm going to put 3 elastic bands on here. So it looks like this. The next thing you're going to need is the actual dye. You can actually buy complete kits, but what I did is I went to Lens Mill and I grabbed green, blue, and dark plum, and we'll see how that turns out. And then you need some sort of squeeze bottle to drop the dye onto the shirts. So I'm going to go to the kitchen now and mix the dye, and I'll be back with you in a couple. So what I've done is I've put the dye powder in each bowl. What I wanted to make sure I told you is the instructions on how to mix the dye are actually inside the box. The first time I did it, I was like, I don't know how to mix it, but that's where they were hidden. So what you do is you boil the kettle, 2 cups of hot water in each color, stir until the crystals are gone, and then you can get ready to fill your... Okay, so I have my shirts wrapped, I have the dye made, and I've put them in these little squeeze bottles. Good plan if you're doing this inside is to put something down on your table because it can get a little bit messy. Really a good activity to do in the yard if you have space to do that. So now we're ready to start. I'm going to pick my color and I'm going to start decorating my shirt. Now remember, we won't really see what this is going to look like until tomorrow because after it's all done, you need to put them in a Ziploc bag and leave them alone for 24 hours. And then tomorrow we'll rinse them out and see what happens. So the first color I'm going to use is green. So I'm going to put a little bit of green all over. I'm just going to let it soak in. And good thing there's a thing on the bottom here because I've already had an oops. And you just put the dye wherever you think you might like it. Now I like to kind of open the shirt up a little bit and let the dye run through, but it completely, whatever you think that you want it to look like. Put it in the creases. The one I'm wearing I did a few weeks ago with my daughter in the backyard. So there's the green. And this is the blue. They go on kind of looking the same color because they're so dark. It'll be interesting to see what happens when it's all finished. So now I'm going to start on the white one, the little person size. All right, so I'm going to continue to do this, and we'll see you tomorrow when I reveal the shirts. Okay, so 24 hours has passed, and we have our shirts in our bags. So what you need to do next is take the shirt out of the bag and remove all of the elastic bands. This is where you're going to see your surprise. We don't really know what it's going to look like until we get them all unwrapped. Okay, are you ready? That's what that one looks like. That's pretty cool. And here's the child size one. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these shirts, and you have to soak them not soak them, you have to rinse them in a bucket of cold water. So I have a bucket of water here on the floor, and I also have a sink that's full, because sometimes it takes a couple of times. And we're going to put them in, and this will just help get rid of all the extra dye. Squeeze it out. There's shirt number 1. And shirt number 2. After you've soaked them and got the excess dye out, you put them in your washer, wash them in cold water, throw them in the dryer, and then they're ready to wear. I can't wait to see some of yours.